75-pound backpacks on us. First day, any of us had ever done anything like that. So we were just.
And you don't know anybody there too.
No,
that's crazy.
I became friends with all of them, more so some than others. But the night before, we kind of like my roommates and I, we kind of bonded a little bit. We threw like a kind of little party.
In
and
a
then
tent or something?
Huh?
In a tent?
No. I'm saying the night before we left. And then, yeah, the first night we kind of just like slept at an established campsite. Yeah, thanks. Oh wait, were you saying just like sleeping or?
Oh yeah. I was just emphasizing your story. Yeah.
Sound effect.
How long were you gone for? A month?
A month. Yeah.
How did you like eat? Like, did you hunt?
They just didn't.
So, dude, hunting would have been so cool, and we were actually allowed to fish. We just never caught anything. Oh, actually, we did catch stuff. But anyways, we brought in food, like stuff that wouldn't go bad too fast.
PB&J's?
Did we have peanut butter? We had peanut butter.
But not
I don't think we had jelly.
Why would you not have jelly?
Because we just used peanut butter for other
peanut
stuff.
Peanut butter's better than jelly.
Oh, you just like whacking on peanut butter too?
Exactly. And then like the deer and stuff would like come out.
Like off with that? The deer whacking off with peanut butter too?
No, they would like suck us off because it's kind of like
the deer
dog thing, huh?
The deer.
I didn't personally do it, but there's
suck us off.
And don't bleep this, but there's this kid named Justin who is a fat lard. Shout out to obese people. But nobody liked him. But he did that one time.
What?
Yeah.
Stop.
Wait, he actually
Isn't
beat
that
off with peanut
animal
butter? Wait,
You know what? I'm gonna say he
beat the
did.
deer off with peanut
I'm not gonna say whether that's true or false, but
He must
yes,
have.
he did it.
Wait, he fucked the sheep? Shout out Preston Nostalgia's you. I'm just kidding. That didn't actually happen. I know that if all the Eli Gomis kids watching, the rumors around school, I love you, Preston, that didn't actually happen. He just almost fucked the sheep, but he stopped before it happened. Didn't
Like,
happen.
He came to his senses.
Came to senses.
While you were on this trip, did you like fight anybody, or was there any fights between the camp? Because you're gone for like a long time.
There were like arguments, and there was definitely some beef. But it was all usually settled within like a day or two, and then sometimes it would come back. But there were 8 of us.
Were there any big assholes? Like, you guys got along pretty well?
I mean, some of them were kind of, dickheads, I guess. But by the end of it, we were all decent friends, and I had some really good friends from that trip.
I mean, I feel like you just inevitably end up being friends, like through just experiences. Like, obviously, you can tell Sir almost lost his life. You can say on the sec, bro. But like through all that stuff, like Marines, like when you're like out there, like with your life on the line, you make bonds pretty quick. You make friendships pretty fast.
And the 2 friends that I really stuck with, like throughout that whole time, their names are Avery and Matthew. I'm not Avery. Oh wait, no, it is Avery. Avery and Will.
He's gonna be like, damn, you don't know my name.
Yeah, shout out Avery and Will. I keep doing shout outs.
It's fine.
Shout out, bro. Shout out.
Yeah,
that one guy.
but
shout out Donald Trump. Sorry.
Trump 2020.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we can't say that because we're gonna get the podcast taken down or something.
Right.
But yeah, those 2 guys are the ones who I actually, and I guess I'll tell this story. They're the ones that I almost died with. So
You almost died?
Yeah.
Like dead ass?
Dead.
Seriously.
Dead.
I heard it.
We would have never heard of you if this...
I would not have come back from Wyoming, son.
Wow.
And so, it was, so, alright, so this happened near the end of our trip. It was the last week, and it was this thing called Independent Expedition. So the counselors had left, and gone like a mile off from us for the entire week. So we were just kind of just on our own, planning our own stuff, making our own food, which we did anyways.
That's cool.
But it was kind of like
been by yourself.
Yeah. And so this was the first day of Independent Expedition, and the day before we had marked out on our maps, like our routes, and we marked it out. So we went by this place called Big Water Slide, because we were thinking that it was just gonna be like a kind of this thing that happens where the water will like smoothen out like a sloping rock to kind of turn into a water slide.
Right.
So we.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Thanks for watching the channel, watch the videos. It means a lot to me and Simon. Come on now. You gotta make sure, follow the Instagram, follow the Twitter, and subscribe to the channel! Ugh.
We wanted to go there to check it out. So next day we get going. We get to the place, all D-pack, and go check out the lake that it was by. We had to go through the little shallow part of the lake to actually get to the side where.
Was it chilly?
It was very chilly. Yes, quite. And we had to go through that to get to the big water slide. And when we got to it, we realized that it was just a huge rapids going all the way down into another lake from this lake.
Danger.
Very dangerous. So we were like, all right, we're definitely not going down this because we would die, obviously. So then a dude named Zach saw on the other side, he's like, hey, look, you guys should go on that boulder to take a picture. And in order to do that, we would have gone through the place where the lake was flowing into the rapids.
Right.
And we thought it was going to be fine because it looked very shallow and very calm. We soon found out that we were wrong because, okay, so Will went first, then
It's always the Will, poor kid. It's always Will that goes first.
Honestly.
The rut in the litter, eh?
Rest
no,
in peace.
Shut out
Will. He didn't die, but still. So he went first, then I did, and then Avery was behind me. The rest of the dudes stayed back and were kind of just like watching us.
So you guys were like the men dudes. You guys felt like you.
Oh yeah, we were the badasses on the crew.
Oh,
We
for sure,
we
for
like.
sure.
Little side note, we like sometimes just after a long day of hiking, we would kind of rest for like an hour or two and then go climb the nearest mountain.
That's cool.
Like
Yeah,
I'm not
that
even
is cool.
I'm not exaggerating or anything.
That's
We would
so
actually go do that stuff, and we had like good talks and stuff like while we were doing that. But yeah, so it was Will, me, Avery, each about like maybe 3 to 5 feet apart. So we're going, and then we get to about halfway through, and we realize that like we're in deep trouble because the I don't know if the current started picking up or if we just didn't realize it until that point, but it was forceful, man.
Yeah.
So we were kind of just standing there trying to
But
figure
you're
out
in
what
water
to
right
do.
now.
We're in water.
How deep water?
Maybe
You weren't swimming, right? You were still standing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, I think it might have been either up to like here or like mid thigh, because I was taller than the other two, but for them it was a lot.
Was Will the shortest?
Will was the shortest, yes.
Were you thinking
Will's a
when
pretty
when it was coming back really strong, like I might die, like this might be it?
No.
You were never scared?
Well, I wasn't thinking about that. This is gonna sound really dumb, but I was thinking about like, as long as the other people, if I can get the other people across, then I'm okay.
Damn.
That's not dumb. That's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
dumb. That's
No, but
awesome.
it sounds like corny and everything.
No, that's
That's
awesome.
That mentality.
What else should we expect from a Marine, honestly? Always protect
Thank you,
the other.
man. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
for sure.
But yeah, and it's funny because the whole time I was laughing and smiling to try to like,
Ease the mood.
to kind of
Were
like.
they scared? Could you
Oh,
see
they
them?
were scared shitless.
They
Dude.
were like, oh no.
Dude, yeah, because so Will, he ended up doing like this super athletic thing because he does CrossFit and everything. So he dives into the
short
water,
Will's
he
on
starts
it.
getting washed down, and then he turns himself, jumps, he plants a foot in the water while he's flowing down, and he jumps out the water like a tiger and just latches
Damn.
onto. Yeah, it was sick.
Michael Phelps style.
Yeah.
Ah.
And so then it was my response. I was like, okay, he's fine. Now I just have to focus on Avery. So what I do is I get him. So we're going this way, and he's behind me. I get him in front of me like this. So because I'm heavier, he's lighter than me. He's struggling. So if he does fall, I'm able to just catch him, and but then, like almost as soon as he gets in front of me, he falls over. And he latches onto a rock, like a single rock in the water with his hand.
Legit, man.
And at this point, like, everybody's freaking out. I couldn't hear the other people behind us, but they said afterwards that they were like yelling at us, like freaking out. Avery's in the water, like water's rushing over his face like that. He can't see, he can't breathe or anything. I'm still laughing and smiling because, whatever.
Yeah, he's a G. He's Jesus.
But so I end up picking him up and then kind of like making sure he's steady so I can kind of like analyze what's going on in front of me. I pick him up, I kind of like toss him over there, and then he washes down, and I think Will like might have caught him or something, like caught his hand or something and pulled him out. And so then I'm just in the middle of it, like, all right, what do I do now? And so I see what's in front of me, and just for you guys, for like, it's kind of hard, yeah. So I'm facing this way, maybe 10 to 15 feet that way. There's the shore, and it's elevated. It's like a drop off, like a bank, and then that way, there's the boulder that we were originally going to try to get to. So I'm like, okay, if I can make a few steps, okay, if I can get to the bank or the shore or whatever, I'm set, I'm fine. If I don't make it there, and if I just take a few, like all I need is a few steps to get in the way that the current will take me, and I'll be able to jump out to where Will was.
Yeah.
And if I don't get that far, then I'll just slam into the boulder, and then I'll be able to get myself out. So I start walking, and it's going okay. And then I slip, I fall, I start washing down the rapids, and then I miss the spot where Will jumped out. And then all the while, it was funny because my nickname on the trip was Nardo. I don't remember why. Or no, it's because, never mind. But yeah, my friends started screaming, Nardo! Which I, like, in the moment I thought was pretty funny. And then I slam into,
As soon as you're about to die last week.
Yeah,
Nardo!
They yell my nickname of all things. But then I slam into the boulder, and I'm still looking at my friends over there. And then I turn around, and then I start climbing out, and Will just comes, he's like, I got you, bro, and pulls me out. And then we were done. We started laughing and everything. And they got mad at me
So
because I was laughing the whole time.
this could have took you away, bro.
Yeah. It was like a 200-foot drop.
Damn.
So you would die. You
I was
would have been
dead.
dead. You would have been
Yeah.
dead.
We're talking to a ghost now.
Yeah.
Right.
Overall, it was a fun trip, right?
Oh, man. It was the best experience of my life so far.
Are you going to go again this year?
No.
Why
Because
not?
it was $5,000.
So if you got $5,000,
Yeah.
go on this trip.
Yeah, it was a $5,000 course, plus all the equipment that you had to buy.
Wait, this is in Wyoming?
Wyoming,
So
yeah.
were the days long? Long days? Long summer?
Actually, when you're hiking and like you don't have any distractions like phones or anything like that, and you just like hang out with your buds.
Yeah, that's a long
like,
time.
No,
It
it
flies
goes
by.
by
That's what you're
fast.
saying. Alright, that's what
It goes so fast until like the days that I didn't like very much were there was a period where we were kind of stuck planning like what we were gonna do, and it was up like at high altitude, and every day it rained and it was just cold and it was awful, and because we couldn't move or anything. But yeah, it was days like that that were the bane of the whole trip.
And you're in that whole rapid scenario. What were your odds of survival? And what were your odds? Like realistically, like I know, like you might. I don't know. Like what truly were your odds of survival and death? Have my socks been like this the whole time? Bruh. I'm sorry, guys. That's so weird. That's so weird.
Oh, this is why I love action. Oh god.
I'm embarrassed.
It's okay. I don't know. I'd say they were pretty high for me to die. But I didn't really care. That's the thing. I wasn't thinking about the odds or anything. I was just thinking about making sure my friends.
Do you think the odds of your survival were lower than your odds of death?
Probably.
Damn, that's
Damn,
pretty
that's crazy.
I've never been in that situation. I don't think I've ever actually been in a near-death situation.
Before that, I had been on like I've been in a few like outside of
truly near-death situations.
Oh yeah. And on that trip, they got like, I had a few, because there was one time that we were like on the side of a mountain, and it was almost a complete drop, and I'm like, there were some muddy parts where like you could have slipped and fell off and down 100 feet.
Well, I was in Seattle once, and there was like a 600-foot building, and I jumped between a 10-foot.
Stop playing.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then as I fell, I hit the other side of the building, and then I slipped, and then I hit the ground on the other side of the building. I'm totally kidding. I never went to Seattle. No,
God damn it.
Sorry. My uncle is there. Shout out Uncle Brad, Aunt Renee.
Shout out. But yeah, I mean, I could have died multiple times in that. There was also a time that we saw a moose with her.
Big?
Yeah. It was a mama moose. Dude, they're huge.
Huge.
And she had her kid, and we were afraid that she was going to attack us. And then one of the coolest things that happened was we were hiking, and then my friends and I,
Got your
and
weebie set.
our instructor, huh?
Got your weebie set.
No, not that. We took a break to kind of just like fill up our waters and stuff, and we were just talking, and our instructor had gone off to fill up our canteens and everything, and so we were all facing this way, and my friend Zach, the same one who told us to go kill ourselves in the rapids, he like turned towards me. And he, like, as he's turning towards me, he's like, "Oh shit, a bear!"
Oh no.
And no, but hold on. So I'm just like, yeah, okay, that's funny. And then I keep eating, and then he like starts getting up and getting like super like scared and everything, and starts backing away. He's like, "A bear, bear!" And I look back, like, God damn, there is a bear. And so we all get up, we take out our bear sprays. I kind of do like a little
bear spray.
Yeah, it's kind of like pepper spray.
It's like
for
silly
bears.
string. It's super like mad silly string.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we take out all our stuff and like,
Run away.
A bear, man.
huh?
Run away.
No, you're not supposed to run away because in the chase.
No, you gotta stand there and keep your ground.
Not that either. But we started. I
Certain
whipped out
bears.
my
Cock.
bear spray.
What kind of bear was it?
And brown bear, I think.
Yeah, they do
And
different things.
we start backing up. I start making jokes, and then the bear kind of just like walks away. But the scariest thing about it was that it was a cub,
Scariest thing.
Oh.
and we were afraid that
Cubs are ruthless,
Mama.
right? Those are the craziest ones.
no, the mamas are.
Oh yeah.
When they're with
around.
them.
Touch my kid.
yeah.
Because we thought that the mama bear would be around there somewhere if the cub was. So we
You
kind
should
of
have
just
jumped the bear. How many guys were there? How many guys were there?
There was 4 of us.
So if you really all you guys sprinted towards this bear and you attacked it, what would happen, bro? I mean,
We would die.
Yeah.
All 8 of you would die.
No, there was 4 of us.
Oh.
There, because we had split up.
Oh.
But what?
So yeah.
It would have scared the bear though. If you guys made this and ran, like walk toward like a march, and he'd run away. He'd scare, wouldn't it? You think he'd probably get scared.
Then,
4 guys.
then what happens when the mom comes?
Then you're just
Dead.
You just
turn
explain-
around.
You explain it. No,
About
you just,
face.
You just talk to the bear, like, oh, it's tragic.
Here's a cool fact. I've actually done courses that allow me to talk, like kind of communicate with animals.
Like how? And what?
So you're
It's
like-
ju- it's
you're
just
like-
kind of like analyzing their
You're
mannerisms.
like
and
Mowgli
everything.
from the Book of Life.
Huh?
Isn't the Book of Life? Isn't the Book of Life? That's the Spanish.
The
name.
Jungle Book.
The Jungle Book. Yeah.
Mowgli?
Hell yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that the dude's name?
Yeah, Mowgli.
Do you think it's
It's
possible
more
to
like
talk to
Dr.
animals?
Like,
Well,
you-
it's possible to communicate, but not like have a full-on conversation.
You don't think so?
Yeah, unless you train.
But do they know you're trying to communicate? Like, that's pretty.
But yeah, it's kind of like just like
Bark.
analyzing their mannerisms and everything, and then you kind of like do what they do,
Right.
and then kind of just
Hell yeah. Speaking of
feel
animals
it.
would be fucking
Yeah.
fun.
yeah.
Heck yeah.
We had to learn that the night before we went out, so if there was a bear, we could try to talk to it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I mean,
How I be in my way.
in the end, that trip was the most impactful and exciting trip of my life.
That's awesome.
so far.
That's
I
awesome.
bet.
What was this camp
I'm sure
called?
there's-
This is called what?
The program is called Knowles. It's like I don't remember what it stands for.
Shout out
But yeah, NOLS, and it's like a worldwide thing. Or it's
Can
not.
girls go in it?
It's,
No,
yeah,
women.
yeah, they can.
Women.
Our group was just dudes, but there was another group that did the same thing that had girls in it. and we were kind of bummed out about that. But it's
I would be too.
nature. It's Natural Outdoor Leadership School, I think is what it's called. National Outdoor Leadership School. Even though it's international, but they have a lot of cool courses like South America, Asia, all that stuff.
China?
China's in Asia.
Keep going.
I think that's like cool though, cause like not a lot of people visit Wyoming, and like I feel like the only purposes of states like those, like Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, are like hiking and traveling.
Yeah.
Jake.
And it's just I feel like
Go ahead. Simon.
we're truly. What I was trying to say is we're truly blessed to live in America.
Oh, definitely. Oh, for
Dude.
sure.
I'll tell you what. When people make a joke and say that Wyoming just isn't a real place; it's some made-up place. It actually looked like that sometimes. It looked like a fantasy setting because it was just
Cool.
that cool looking.
But Idaho's not real. Idaho's not a real place.
That's
Yeah, Idaho's not a real
Ohio's
place.
more.
Yeah, Idaho is not a real place.
Yeah. Fuck Idaho.
Right.
Ohio's just a playing field.
yeah.
So to change topics here, when do you think the United States of America empire will end?
It won't.
It will never.
We're going strong forever until the world ends.
Because
But
if you
even
think about
then,
it, you go in
ahead.
history, right? All empires, they always rise and they always fall. The Roman Empire, the Greek Empire.
These are ones that are for thousands of years too. So I guess we've only been
mean,
around for
Nazi
what,
Empire.
300 years?
The Nazi Empire, British Empire. I mean, it's got to end at a point, right?
But then again,
America always can't be number one.
but I'm saying technology,
I don't know.
everything's expanding and increasing so much right now that we're like set forever. Like there won't even. I'm saying like, I don't think there'll be something so significant that'll change the whole world's course of everything. I don't know. There could be.
See,
But-
There always can be one crazy man. I don't want to doubt that.
the main
Hitler's
reason like those
grandson,
empires in the past
dogs
went
walk.
down is because there was like conflict and all that like worldwide conflict
King Henry's
in
always
which
beefing.
yeah, and like with the British Empire, they had a lot of enemies. With the Romans, they had the damn.
Try it again.
Yeah.
Try it again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Alright.
With the Romans, they had the
You should have hit McKean.
the Vikings that had to they did all that stuff. So, and like you have to think, these days, like in America, we have the best opportunities for stuff. So everybody is gonna want to come here, and like further along their careers and everything. So we're always gonna have the best stuff, which is gonna be hard to compete with.
right. Other parts of the world don't even get the opportunity to do those things.
Exactly.
You can't even. Other parts of the world, women can't even show their faces, which I did. Never mind. That's awful. That's terrible. That's awful. No, that's not the right. I mean, I think we're definitely lucky to live where we are.
Yeah.
Because we could just as easily have been born somewhere else. That's
How
pretty
different do you think our life would be if we lived in Russia?
Very different. We would.
Go.
It would be cool because there are some schools there that
Drink
I don't know if
vodka
it's
and
all
bullets.
schools or just some schools, but you get to like do field disassemblies on like guns and stuff. If you don't know what that means, that's kind of like just like taking apart the guns and then putting them back together and seeing how fast you can do it.
That's cool.
Could you see yourself joining the Russian army?
No, because I like the USA too much.
Oh man.
You can never switch sides.
No.
Do you think you could be bribed with, let's say, like...
No, dude, it's not.
No?
Yeah, people have told me like, oh man, infantry. By the way, infantry is what I'm doing. But infantry in the military is just terrible. You don't get paid, and all that stuff, or you don't get paid well. For me, it's not about the money. It's about defending my country's honor and helping people in those countries, like in the Middle East,
Wow.
who protecting them from people who they can't protect themselves from. So that's my main reason for going.
That's
awesome.
That's a great answer.
That's really good.
And, before we end it, how does it feel to be a loser, Eli?
Dude, it feels great. Honestly, I think it's better. This has been a better experience than my Knowles trip.
What's that?
The hiking thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for today's
True
video.
play.
Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the video. Any last words, Eli?
Stay in school.
20 likes and we box.
Yep.
Nope.